We're back for another episode, baby. How we doing,
What's
Nate?
up? We're doing good. We're doing good.
We
Let's get
doing
right into it.
fire. We're getting right into it, guys. We're gonna be talking about. We're gonna be changing up a little bit. We're gonna be talking about some of the best cities in the U.S. and we're gonna be talking about some maybe not so great things about it. Nate, you want to start us off?
Yeah, so this episode is was motivated, like inspired by Andrew Tate's tweet, imagine waking up in Chicago. So I think we should start with Chicago. Like just imagine waking up, and you just got murders all over the place. I mean, it's like, do they even have a single day where it's like no one's gotten shot? I mean, the only thing good about Chicago is their pizza, probably. And
That's
their
true.
pizza's not even pizza. Their pizza's not even pizza. It's just a giant thing of lasagna.
That Chicago deep dish, it's so good, but at the same time, it'll take you so long to cook it. By the time it's ready, it'll be like 10, 15 years. And you're like, oh, I finally get to try a bite.
And 10 to 15 years is what the average male in Chicago is getting in jail. So
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. There's a lot of
by the
crime.
time they get out of jail, they have pizza. By the time they get out of jail, they have pizza.
Yeah, it's perfect. They put it in the oven, go to jail, get out, and they're good to go.
So what about you think? Is there anything else good about Chicago? Like people love Chicago. They have great sports teams. They arguably the best basketball player of all time, Michael Jordan. But they've been downhill since Lori Lightfoot left office. So I can't think of much more about Chicago.
I mean, hey, St. Patty's Day, the river turns green. They just dump green stuff into the river. So, it's like a green river, which is pretty cool. You get to see that like once every year.
Yeah, as great. What does Greta Thunberg think about that?
Oh, she's a
They're
big
dumping.
fan. She comes to
They're
support
dumping.
all the time. Every year she comes and she's like so excited to see it. She's like, oh, it's so green. I love it. And then she doesn't realize that it's actually being dumped into the river itself. And it's great too. All the fishermen and stuff like that, they love it too. Cause when they go fishing, they pull up their fish and all of them are green.
They're dumping chemicals in the water and making the frogs gay, like Alex Jones says.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a huge uptake up. There's been a crazy uptick, Nate. If you've seen like all the studies showing with the frogs, there's like a huge uptick of gay frogs. I don't know why. I guess it might be because the green. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're just chasing the green, but I don't know. I don't know what it is, but the studies have shown this. It's crazy. But yeah, there's Chicago's a crazy place, guys. Crazy place.
Yeah, I mean, it's the windy city. I mean, is it the weather in Chicago? Like, I haven't been to Chicago. I just hear all the great stories about Chicago. It feels like it's be a crappy city to live in. Like you're not really near any beaches, it's cold, windy all the time, snow.
Well,
What is
they
there even? Is there this is a
Well,
dump
they
that
have
sits?
one beach. They have one. It's like a one little sandy area. It's like, I don't know, a couple 100 feet long. That's the beach for the whole city. So I mean, you got that. That's a beach, right? I mean, that's a great beach. I mean, you could go hang out there, maybe get a little nice tan or something. That's about it though. Yeah, I mean, it's not really much to see or do. But yeah, what are you gonna do? But yeah, I mean,
Guess go to the next city. What are your thoughts on LA? Any
oh
positive
god.
thoughts? I mean, people love it.
Oh man, a lot of fakeness out there in LA. I'll tell you that. A lot of people wanting to go out there. They move out there. They put on a show for all their followers on TikTok, and then they show up. They go, oh, I believe in this, this, and that, and then they get to LA and they're like, ah, I don't know. And they change up their views and they do this and they become a whole different person. Then they're selling courses on YouTube, and then they're doing all this, and then they're trying to rake in all their followers. And they're telling everyone that they're raking in Bitcoin. They're trying to sell this new course. If you give them money, they'll double it, triple it, quadruple it for you. LA is the place where dreams get
Crushed.
crushed.
Everyone in LA comes out of the womb an influencer. I just a picture of a baby coming out of the womb. They have like Gucci sunglasses on. They're walking out with a phone, walking around. They started doing TikTok dances. Like that's just all LA is. But also, I was like talking to this one girl one time at a bar in Texas because everyone from California is coming to Texas, and she was telling me all the guys in California they're most likely either super liberal or bisexual. Every guy is essentially just they don't even know what gender they are in LA or what their sexuality is. So I'm not gonna argue with that statement.
Have you heard of the things called gender fluid? There's actually a thing called being gender fluid. I was actually listening to this podcast. They were talking about it. It basically means that you can wake up one day and believe that you're a man, and then the next day you can wake up and say, "Oh my gosh, I believe that I'm a woman." That's called being gender fluid. So that's a thing now. I didn't know that was a thing.
I mean, I just try to wake up and make it to my job on time. I don't have time to wake up and think about, am I a guy today or am I a girl?
This is the daily thoughts of people in LA. This is the first thing that they think of. They think, "Oh my God, what gender am I today? I don't know. Am I a man today or am I a woman today? Who knows?" That's what they're thinking.
I mean, LA is the only place to where you can just go to In-N-Out and get a burger with Adam Sandler, and next table over is a bunch of homeless people, And then meanwhile, over you have a bunch of 6-year-olds doing Fortnite dances, and who else knows what happens? Like, it's just a
Yeah.
ridiculous city.
Oh yeah, I believe it. Yeah. I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, Los Angeles, they're known for their being so health conscious, and everything, but doesn't mean though that they avoid In-N-Out. Gosh, they love some In-N-Out. I'll tell you that. They'll go there all the time. They're very healthy. Yeah, they'll put the avocado on top. I don't even think they have that at
Dude,
In-N-Out, but
first of all, I want to say this: In-N-Out is terrible. I mean, the burgers are good. Their burgers are fries, but their
very
French
bad.
fries are awful. There's like no potato in the French fry. It's just like a fried crust. And they literally intentionally pull the potato out. Like their burgers are fine, sure, but like their French fries are awful.
Nate, they're just trying to save some money, all right? The minimum wage is $20. They can't afford to put any potatoes in there. They got to rip out the potatoes. There's literally nothing
I
there they
will,
can do.
I will say one thing LA does have is nice weather. Is nice weather,
Very
which
nice one.
goes to our next topic. Why is everyone from LA moving to Austin? Austin is essentially LA with crappy weather. Like it's just the same people are there, and there's intentionally moving to the middle of nowhere with crappy weather and a bunch of weirdos. Like that's just what Austin, Texas is now.
Yeah, you know what they say. Keep Austin weird. It's definitely weird down there. I'll tell you that.
That,
There's
that is
some weird
true.
folk.
And Austin, Texas is full of stand-up comedians and tech nerds. So you kind of have to be on the spectrum to even live in Austin, Texas.
Oh man, God, yeah, literally Austin is it's insane. I can't imagine people living down there either with how hot it is. Oh my gosh, you'll be sweating so much you'll like actually think that you're living in a sauna. Like who would choose to live in a sauna? Like that just doesn't sound great.
Your average citizen in Austin, Texas is Joe Rogan, somewhere between Joe Rogan and Elon Musk. Like there's no in between there.
Yeah, I mean that sounds about right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy. I don't understand it. There's just so many people down there. And the traffic too. The traffic's I'm sure is great down there. Yeah, with all the people just chilling, just smoking, just driving, just chilling. I bet the traffic's awful because everyone's just going like 15 miles per hour on the highway, just living the life, just chilling. Like who knows? Who knows what's down there?
Just a parking lot down there. I mean, it's just like why leave California just to go to a place that's like dry, hot, and not as beautiful. Like at least in Cali, like you always go on the beach, it's nice weather and everything. You're paying a certain number of rent, but at least you're right by the ocean. You're sitting in traffic, but at least you're on the coast and have good mountains and stuff.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, they do say that Austin does have good food, but I mean, you got to be prepared when you go down there. You'll spend half your paycheck on avocado toast. You just have to be careful about that.
Yep.
They do have good food to
Yep.
go down there for sure.
Unbelievable. What
What's
what
the
are some
next
of your
city?
favorite cities?
My
Where
favorite city? You already know what my favorite city is.
what
You
is it?
already know. You already know. Say
Tell
it.
everybody. I know. Tell everybody.
You know which one it is. It's in a
Portland, Maine.
yeah, Maine. Oh, dude, how'd you know? Portland, Maine, dude. It's my favorite city. Yeah. No, it's definitely not Portland, Maine, guys. In case you're wondering, it's Miami, where they have the best pizza. So bad. They definitely don't have the best pizza. But when I went down there, they had really good pizza. All right, so that counts for something. All right, Miami.
Does anyone in Miami have jobs?
Yes, everybody has jobs in Miami. Okay, everybody. You go, you walk up to everybody, you ask them, "What job do you have?" They'll tell you, "Well, I just moved here from California because I couldn't afford to pay rent. Being a TikTok influencer didn't work out." And then in Miami, they go, serve, restaurants. There's a lot of people that work in restaurants, but Miami is a very cultural place. You get lots of great cultures there. You get Cuban culture, you get Cuban culture, and you get even more Cuban culture. So it's great. If you want to be really diverse, you got to go to Miami. There's so much to do and see.
Just it's just nonstop partying. I guess what all you can eat is Cuban food.
Oh yeah, the Cuban food is pretty good. You'd be surprised. There's actually really good Cuban food. Even though, half of Cuba is actually living in Florida. Yes, they have really good Cuban food. No,
Yeah,
I
let me see it. There was just like a one video of
good.
this lady. She's like yelling at this Cuban, like, "You're so lucky to live in Cuba with like universal health care. You don't understand, like it's the best doctors in the world. You get it all for free and everything." There's like homeless Cuban man is like, I came over here on a raft. I gotta escape. It was a dump. And this lady's like,
Crazy.
so great, like how great your like socialism works in Cuba and all that.
Yeah, it's so funny because you'll never ever hear stuff like that, like how socialism is good from people that are actually from Cuba who've gone through it. Because 99% of them will say, "Yeah, I escaped Cuba. I'm not trying to go back." Because they bring all that stuff here. It's they've seen it all. They've seen the highs and the lows, especially the lows, and they do not want to see that in the US. I'll tell you that. So those people are have very strong views. But it's funny.
Oh,
It's
did you ever watch
it's a great
Dexter?
city. Go ahead.
You watch show Dexter? You
Yeah,
watch the
yeah,
show
Dexter. I
Dexter?
remember. You love this
Yeah,
show.
yeah. I feel like that's just what Miami is. There's a bunch of like just in like terrible police department. There's a bunch of like serial killers going around killing a bunch of people. And it's
What?
just you have another serial killer just going around like a superhero, just trying to kill the other serial killers. I'm just convinced Dexter's real. I think we better place to live.
Oh,
What's going on
you
in
think that about
Miami?
Miami because why? Because the drugs and stuff like
Because
that?
that's where the show that's where the show took place.
Did it really take place in Florida? No way.
Yeah.
That's actually fun.
Yeah, you work for the Miami Homicide Department.
Well, then again, I mean, that's like the best place to be at if you're doing a show. I mean, Miami Vice. I mean, Dexter. I mean, if you're doing a show, you want to be in like one of those big cities like New York,
Yeah,
Miami.
because Miami has all the homicides. Like,
It's what? Yeah, because you want to know why? They're trying to kill each other over this dang Cuban food. They're like, no, my Cuban food. This one's mine. And they're no, but it's not like that in Miami at all. Maybe in Wynwood. Okay, Wynwood. Well, that's okay. That's fair to say. But anywhere else besides Wynwood, if you guys don't know about Wynwood, it's a very artsy area, kind of similar to Austin. If you like the Austin vibe, come on over to Wynwood. You'll see what it's like. But yeah, it's very not as safe as the other parts of Miami. But I mean, heck, if you want some good food, you got to risk it sometimes for the biscuit. I will say that some of the best food is in the areas that you would never want to go to. So keep that in mind. I mean, you know that, Nate. Deep Ellum. Remember? Deep Ellum.
yeah, Dallas is just like that. Some of the best food is in a rougher area. Hey, I mean, it's just you get more culturally diverse food.
That's right. And
But
that's what I'm saying. I feel like in all the major cities, that's what it's like. All the good food is in the places where it's not that good to go to. Why is
it's
that?
all the holes in the wall. It's all the holes in the wall.
Maybe.
Like you don't want this person who's actually good at business running a restaurant. Because when you have someone who's good at business running a restaurant, they're gonna find the cheapest things to bring in the restaurant. But when you have a person who's just making good food all the time, they probably don't make a bunch of money, but they make good food.
That's
It's
true.
like
That's
fighting to
very
survive.
true. Also, I think
Like,
there's
would you rather go to a local steakhouse or like a good like local steakhouse in this little corner over here in Texas? Or would you rather go to like Outback?
oh yeah, I'd rather go to Outback for sure. Oh wait, what?
It didn't taste bud. I mean, Outback. What reason anyone goes to Outback for the blooming onion?
Bloomin'
Like,
onions.
everyone knows
That's
that.
what I was gonna say. But you can't beat them, literally. But I think there's something more at play here. We have to realize it's probably something even more. That's a good point, Nate. I totally agree with that. But I think it's something more. I think it's the fact that they're talking about this. I think there's like a miscommunication, right? You're talking with your buddy, right? Setting the scene here. You're talking with your buddy. Tell him about this amazing restaurant you went to. Yeah, dude, you check out this restaurant? AC's down the block. So good. Such a good hole in the wall spot. And what they don't realize is the hole in the wall is from the crime, from all the shootings. They think it's because of that. It's the hole, literally multiple holes in the wall. They're literally talking about the holes in the wall, not the fact that it's a hole in the wall restaurant. I think that's the misunderstanding with it. And I think a lot of people misconflate that and see, oh my gosh, holes in the wall, good food. And that's what they're thinking. So,
I mean, your ribs are not going to be good unless like you're almost about to get shot. You have to risk getting shot to eat some good ribs. Like if you want some good ribs, you can go in some classy white area. Those ribs are gonna be burnt and taste really dry and terrible.
Oh
yeah, want people like we talk about Waffle House. You want people like Fight Lives, to serve you some good ribs.
Yeah, I mean, and there's some, you're right. There's some drama that goes into it too, and that drama, it's like a show. You're not only are you paying for the food, but you're also paying for the show. You look outside and you see somebody's bike getting stolen. Oh my gosh, that was such an amazing time that makes my barbecue taste so much better. I feel like it's just exciting. People get excited.
The crime rates are high, right? They can't resolve these crimes. If you're too busy eating ribs, why would you go tell the cops about who stole the bike?
Yeah, it's the best place to
business
commit crime. Yeah, you're right. Because they're sitting there enjoying ribs. And why would the cops do it? Because they're sitting there enjoying ribs too. They're sitting there watching this happen. They're going, oh my God, look at that guy. Well, I'll take that off after my lunch break.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
What are your thoughts on Boston?
Oh God. Don't get me started. It's funny because my sister actually lives here. My sister is literally living in Boston right now, so I can't hate on it too much.
No. Get after it.
All right. If you insist. Yeah, Boston is interesting place, I will say, because if you think about it, right? You can't go anywhere else. Okay. Actually, let me say this first. Right? You go to Boston and you want to die. I'll tell you the easiest way to do it. Wear a sports jersey. Those people up there are the most passionate fans I've ever seen in my life. And they have a Boston accent. So it's 10 times more intimidating.
I was going to say that about Philadelphia, but go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, them too. Literally, it's the same thing. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, all the stuff that happens in there, it's just nonstop. Literally, it's crazy. They love their sports teams.
I think I could summarize Boston with a personal experience I had in Boston. True story. I get off their little subway in the downtown area, go and get some lunch before the Red Sox game. I get off and I walk up and, about to cross the street. There's a guy lighting fireworks in the middle of the road. And I cross the street while the fireworks are about to go off. And his car drives over top the fireworks. This guy and these other guys are running away from it, but they're all videoing it. And this guy comes out and starts yelling at these guys, we got you on video. Meanwhile, these fireworks are going off on broad daylight in the middle of the road and just in downtown Boston. I think it's a great summary of Boston, just a bunch of these different characters going on. You feel like you're in a simulation as walking around Boston.
Oh, literally. And it's funny because I was there for the 4th of July year before last. And when I was there, oh my goodness. So we were riding in this van, right? We were going down, it's 12 o'clock, all the fireworks are going off. I'm seeing people literally walking in the middle of the street, shooting off fireworks like I've never seen before at other people's homes. I saw a firework going to somebody's house. Like they're so patriotic, no matter what they are, what they're doing. If it's a sports team, if it's celebrations, they go hard. No matter what it is, they're going ham. And that's the thing. It's like you see this stuff and you're just like, is this really real? And then you look and you see all the stuff and you're like, these people are legit. This is these people's lives. They're literally out here and it's crazy. So yeah, Boston is an interesting place for sure.
You wonder why all these fighters come out of Boston. I mean, everyone in Boston's on edge, they're ready to just square up and sock someone in the face or do this or do that.
Oh yeah.
Special. I will say they have good food though. I could mess up a lobster roll right now.
Oh yeah.
They got a mix of good seafood, good Italian. They got good food in Boston.
Yeah, I mean, literally, that's pretty much Boston. I mean, they got good food. They got the people there are a little angry, but it's okay. I mean, they're a little angry. I remember this one guy, we were actually hanging out and we were waiting for a reservation. They were getting our table ready and everything. And I was sitting outside, right? And this guy right next to me is sitting here, we're talking. He's got this Rottweiler, and he's got him on the chain and everything, and he has like this bag, and in the bag there's French fries in it, and he's literally just feeding his dog French fries, and literally he's just sitting back, like perched back, and all these people are walking by, right, and he's making fun of people. He's like, hey, it's like, what are you doing over there, huh, short stuff? Like while they're walking away, and they're like looking at him, they're like, what the heck? And I was just laughing away. I was like, do you do this to everyone? He's like, oh yeah, I love it, man. I live right up here, right above, and he literally lived like right above the restaurant in the apartment. And he's like, yeah, I do this all day. This is so funny. Like I love it. I was like, this dude literally like going on and on. Like every single person that would walk by, like, hey, I like those gray hairs you got. Hey, yeah, just literally just like messing. Like it was like the most classic Boston thing I've ever seen. But that's literally Boston for you. It's crazy.
Why does everyone in Boston talk to you? Like, their accent is just hilarious. Like it's like the complete opposite of the New York accent. I feel like.
Yeah, but I mean,
I feel like in New York, someone's trying to tell you to come here. In Boston, they're trying to like, push you away in a sense.
yeah, and that's kind of like how the universities are too, because you
Get
go,
out of here! Get
yeah,
out of
you're like
here!
this. I can't wait to apply for this university here in Boston because Boston's got such great schools. You're like, oh, I can't wait to apply here. I'm so excited. I'm gonna live in Boston. Like, yeah, get out of here. We don't want you. We don't care. This is Boston. We don't give a dang. That's so funny. That was my best Boston accent. Yeah.
All right,
So
what are you telling New York City?
New York City, man,
City that
oh
never
man.
sleeps.
The city that never sleeps. And you know what they say? If you do go to sleep, it's because you've been working 3 jobs trying to pay for all the rent there. New York City. You're so
I was gonna
tired.
say that. I was gonna say no one sleeps because no one can afford rent.
Literally. I have friends that are living there with 6 people. 6 people in a 1-bedroom, still can't even afford to pay rent. That's how New York is for you, folks. If you're trying to live in New York, maybe think twice. Maybe live somewhere like, I don't know, Indiana, where you can actually afford rent. I mean, I don't know. There's so many other places you could go to. I don't know why you'd want to go to New York, but I mean, who knows? I think it's overrated, honestly.
You could probably buy like a 5-acre ranch in Indiana for the price of like a studio apartment in a average New York City studio apartment or something like that. It is just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. But I mean, I will say they have a lot of good, artistic, little museums and things that you can go to. Like it's a fun place to visit. But once you start living there, I mean, who knows? You could be neighbors with like a whole like thing of rats. Like you never know. I mean, there's so many people living in New York City, and I mean, there's animals over there. There's so many different things happening that you can walk outside and you can see hundreds of thousands of people with just so many people there just crammed into one little place. I don't know how they do it, honestly.
What are they even doing there? Like, what are people doing halftime in New York? Like,
They're just eating pizza, dude. Literally just sitting there eating pizza. That's why the pizza's so good. That's all they do. They just sit there, eat
it's
pizza.
just millions of Dave Portnoy.
Yeah, just hey, let me try that pizza. Let me try that one. Yeah, all they do is they try pizza, they rank it, and then they go, okay, that was pretty good. Let me go to the next pizza shop right across the street. So I mean, they do is they eat pizza there. So that's why. But I mean, they eat pizza, they complain about their rent. I mean, there's so much to talk about. There's so much to talk
I mean,
about.
meanwhile, you just have a guy walking around New York City and like, how much you pay for rent in New York City?
I've seen those
That's all.
videos.
You tell a bunch of people walking around. Here, you want to have $1 or double it past the next person.
Yeah, those are so dumb. I saw this one too where it's like this guy goes up to a bunch of girls and he goes, all right, kiss me like 5 times or pass to the next person, double it. And they all say double it. He gets to like 5,000. And he goes, yeah, kiss me 5,944 32 times or double it and pass to the next person. Of course they're gonna double it. And then one person, he went up to him and he's like, yeah, kiss me 4,894. And then she goes, sure. And he goes, whoa. He's like, whoa, lady, whoa. I want that. He go, cut,
Dude,
cut. Yeah, it's crazy.
I love that video when they're doing that with. I love it when they do that video with milkshakes, where they're like, "Here, you want one milkshake or double it past the next person?" They keep doing it, and then it's like to like 14 or like 12 or 14 or something like that. And there's just like this really fat girl chilling there, and I immediately look. This girl was taking it.
No.
She said yes.
Did she take it?
I'm like, bro, yes. It's like fat
No.
girl that like 15 milkshakes.
15? You said 15 milkshakes?
No, like 16 probably. Well, like 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, 16, probably 16 milkshake.
Holy
Yeah, like
cow.
giant, like tray of them. I'm like, you double it past the next person or take it. It's just makes
Oh
it
my
16.
goodness. I went to class with this kid one time. This is totally off topic, but I went to class with this kid one time. Always show up consistently late. 15 minutes late, right on the dot, always 15 minutes late. Every single time he would open up the door, shut the door to the classroom, and literally have in his hand a new milkshake of some kind, some new flavor, everything. Would sit down, make the most obnoxious noises, and would slurp the milkshake the whole entire class. And everybody always looked over to see not what he was drinking because they already knew it was a milkshake, but to see what flavor he had today. Was it birthday cake? Was it Rocky Road milkshake? Was it just plain chocolate? Was it cherry? Who knows? The professor would even ask, "Hey, what milkshake flavor did you get today, Johnny?" And Johnny would say, "Oh, I got the birthday cake flavor." Literally, it was every single class. This man would come in with a new milkshake. That man, I've never seen anyone love milkshakes more than that person. He would definitely take the milkshakes.
Why are you lying to everybody? In high school high school or middle school, you should show up late every single day with Bowberry biscuits from Bojangles.
It's different. It's not milkshakes. They're Burberry biscuits. And, I would
You
hand them
walk
out.
around like a giant box of like a dozen Bowberry biscuits.
I was trying to help out my fellow colleagues, bringing in Burberry biscuits to hand out. I mean, who can not forget the one time I showed up with, I don't know, like 8 boxes of dozens of Burberry biscuits, literally handing them out. I handed one out to my teacher. I handed them out to the students. Talk about being the most popular kid in school, all right? It's very easy. You just buy like hundreds of Burberry biscuits and you just hand them out to students. Like, it's so cool, literally. You're like the coolest person in the whole school. Like, it was awesome. Those were the days. I remember that. And I actually did. I will also say I did show up one time to school with tropical smoothie. And I also had multiple boxes of Burberry biscuits in my hand. And as I was walking to class one day, I will never forget this day because I was walking to class and all of a sudden I tripped and I fell and all the boxes of Burberry biscuits went all over the floor. I collected them. I put them back in the box not to waste them. The smoothie was absolutely demolished. That thing was destroyed. It was on the floor and I grabbed the cup and I threw it away, but there's nothing I could have done. It was just purple goo right on the floor. There was nothing I could have done. So what I did was I threw away the cup and there was a fire that went off. Apparently there was somebody pulled the fire alarm or something. As everyone was racing outside, we look and we see, and everyone had rumors. They're like, "Oh my God, there's an alien that's in our school," because they left purple goo on the floor. Everyone was freaking out. They're like, "Oh my gosh, what is this?" Nobody could figure out what it was. And then one of those like weird kids, the ones that like sit in the corner, one of those weird kids like actually tried it and they realized it was smoothie and then the gig was up. It was bad.
Yeah, so just so you guys know, this is why Virginia is a terrible state. It's a dumb, you know.
Are we
We can
hating on
transition to the
Virginia
next
now?
topic, Richmond.
Next topic, Richmond, Virginia. Oh man. Yeah. Rich, we
So
got a lot of
just
material there.
tear down the statues, take all the loot the stores. What else do we have?
Yeah.
Block all the interstates. Everyone with pink hair, blue hair.
It's amazing. And then you got VCU down there too with all the arts and everything. It's great.
Richmond, like you have like the KKK, and you have like the most leftist people all in like a 10-mile radius to get. Like, there's so far and wide. You're just asking for crazy stuff to happen.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's crazy. It's literally nuts. I mean, Richmond in itself, there's so many artsy people that live there. Obviously, you got VCU, you got all those nice little, smoothie shops that everyone goes to. But, you know, it's crazy because everything down there, it just gets destroyed. You hear about crime all the time. Like, it's crazy. Like, I remember one time I was taking my grandma to the DMV because she needed a ride, and I was there and I was taking her down. And when I took her to the DMV, I dropped her off and I was going to get a bite to eat. And literally on there, I was at Jimmy John's, I think it was. And I go to walk in and there was like like built, like the windows were boarded up, and on the windows it said, "Please do not loot us. We are a family. We love food," or it said like something random like that. I was like, it was just something like super relatable that like everybody related to. Like I have a family. I went to school or something. It was like something like that. I can't remember, but it was like something like super relatable where it's like, oh, they went to school. Oh, we're not gonna loot these people. They went to school. You know, they have a family. We're not gonna do it. And yeah, so that's Richmond, Virginia for you folks. I mean, in case you're wondering, great area. I'll tell you.
Yeah, it's a bump of a city. No, it was once upon a time was a tech capital, then quickly turned to the murder capital. So it had covered sense.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean it's pretty accurate, honestly. It's pretty accurate. It gets pretty dangerous over there, especially at night, I will say. It's very interesting
Yeah,
area.
you love this. You love District 5, right? Shout out to
District
District 5.
5. That
Shout
is
out
an
to District
area
5.
that's an area you definitely do not want to go
It's
to
a
late at night. A place of many.
it's a fun bar. It's a fun bar, you know.
It's very fun, yes, but it's also with high amounts of fun come great risk in Richmond, Virginia, because you go
Oh,
down
that's
there.
anywhere you go.
It's you're
That's
going
anywhere you go.
you're literally if you go down there, you're literally opening up like a bag of Cracker Jacks. You never know what you're gonna get inside because literally you go in there and you're like, whoa, what this happened here last night? Oh, this happened here. Like it's insane. Do not recommend Richmond, Virginia whatsoever, folks. If you're wondering, stay away. What's the next city we're doing? Just hate on everybody today, Nate. Nate,
Honestly, let's do Nashville next. Everyone in Nashville is a wannabe singer, and just no one has the ability to tell them that they can't not going to make it.
oh god,
Like
that's
you go to Nashville, like
ah,
like they're like the youngest kid in the family. You know, they're all just singing because at the end of the day, they just majored in like some dumb thing and not gonna get a job. So they're just out there. Everyone's just afraid to admit to not going to sing.
yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Nashville is there's a lot of singers over there. I will say that. It's just true. There's a lot of singers. A lot of them don't make it, which is also true. It's very similar to LA in that regard. It's very similar to Los Angeles. You know, you got the people that want to go out there and make it. They go out there, then they're working 3 jobs and they're just trying to make ends meet. So yeah, I mean,
I
it's
mean,
definitely very
you gotta
close.
learn 5 songs. Like how many times can you learn to sing "Redneck Woman" like over and over again, or like "Ice Cold Beer," whatever? Like "Never Broke My Heart." Like you're just singing the same 5 songs whenever you're supposed to act impressed. Come on,
Come on,
it's
get
just
out of
Disney
here.
World for adults.
Go
It's
back to
just Disney World
Boston.
for adults.
Get out of here. But no, literally, it's so true. Literally, all they do, and yeah, and I hope you like country if you're moving to Nashville, or if you're even thinking about visiting there. Because if you don't, well, good luck to you, because that's pretty much all they play nonstop, 24/7. You'll be literally over there, and every single song they'll be playing is gonna be country music. So if you like Nashville, you like country music, then it might be the spot for you. But if not,
I mean, the whole city of Nashville can all be summarized in like a 2 mile radius. It's like a tiny city. Like, and Tennessee has just got nothing to begin with. So, like, it's just a long state of nothingness. Don't let anyone fool you.
yeah, but you know, Nashville does have great food. They have a wide selection of very diverse food. They have let's see, they have chicken wings. They have hot spicy chicken wings.
What city doesn't
Oh
have
no, wait,
chicken
wait.
wings? What
They
city
have
is that?
mild chicken wings. They have semi-spicy Jamaican jerk chicken. They have
Honestly, I'd
non-spicy
rather go
chicken.
to Miami and get some Jamaican food or something like that.
Yeah, probably be better, I would say. Miami's a pretty great spot. But yeah, I mean, there's so much variety in the food there. It's great. You know, you get so much hot fried chicken that you could possibly dream of. It's heaven for people over there that like fried food. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, the average weight in like Nashville is like 400 pounds. So you go to a 400 pound or 100 pound girl with blonde hair who's just trying to learn how to sing. Like that's just all it is in Nashville. But
Oh, so you're saying like San Antonio?
yeah, in the words of Charles Barkley, yeah, San Antonio is full of just fat women.
Oh my god. Hey, you didn't say it. Charles Barkley did. You're just repeating what he said.
Yeah. There's a video of Charles Barkley. Like someone, he's reacting to this video of these girls in San Antonio. Like he's like, it's like hot girls in San Antonio, wherever it is. And he's like, it took him all day to find those two girls.
Oh my goodness. Gosh, that
You
is
know, he's like, they're
Charles is
probably
such
the
a
only
bad
skinny girls in
person.
San Antonio.
Charles is such a
What?
bad person. Gosh.
Oh, dude, his basketball takes are even worse. I love just watching halftime. You know, you watch a game, you're like, oh, this close game. This happened, this happened. Then you turn the halftime show, and Charles Barkley rants about something completely different. I'm like, are we watching the same game? Where did this come from?
Those are the best commentators though, when they talk about just something completely random and you're like, how the heck did you get on this topic? And they're still trying to figure it out the whole time. And then they're like, all right, halftime's over. And you're like, oh, whoa, all right, back to the sports. And it's like,
Yeah, it's like Shaq and Chuck, you know, like on the verge of trying not to fight. There's like it's like a big brother, little brother. It's just funny. You know, Chuck just saying dumbness in the world, and Shaq talking about how he has more rings than Chuck. It's just they're going back and forth. This is hilarious.
yeah, I mean, it's crazy. And it's like, there's so much to see and do. And like, you got to get the food while you're down there too. The food's really good. If you like Tex-Mex, they got great Tex-Mex there. Because I mean, it's literally almost on the border. So it's like, you got Tex and Mex right there. So it's like really right there. So it's like really, really good if you like it. It's like
They
their
talk about
culture.
the river. They talk about the river walk down there, and people say, "Oh, I gotta walk by the river walk." I don't know if people in San Antonio are actually walking by the river walk by the according to Chuck. You know, I don't think they're actually walking too much. So
Yeah.
Riverwalk can't be that. Riverwalk can't be that nice. The people in San Antonio are not even walking, and they're walking around like 400 pounds. I haven't been to San Antonio. Hey, the Riverwalk is nice.
The legend says that the Riverwalk was from one of the heaviest people that walked there, and then they created the river. And there was like a bunch of it was a group of bachelorette. There was a bachelorette group that was walking down there, and just a bunch of them just broke it, and that's how the Riverwalk got started. That's what the legend is.
San Antonio does have that one thing, but I keep forgetting what it has. It's that fort, but I keep forgetting it.
What is it? I can't remember it either. Honestly, it was that one. It's like slipping my
They tell you
mind.
never forget about it. Tell you never forget about it, but I just keep forgetting every single time.
Yeah,
But
hopefully
oh
we'll
well.
remember it by next episode. I don't know.
Yeah. Everyone comment below your favorite city. Comment below your favorite city, and we'll roast it next episode.
We're gonna roast it, guys, right in front of y'all. So with that, thanks for tuning in to the Dev Nate Show. Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
Y'all next
Like
week.
and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Peace.